Also breaking tonight, as protests continue in Ferguson, Missouri, the Kelly File has one of the key players in the Michael Brown case here with us tonight. Daryl Parks is one of the attorneys representing Michael Brown's family. Daryl, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So walk us through what your theory of the case is, because many are questioning why this officer with no disciplinary history, according to the police, would have simply opened fire on what we're told, by your side is an innocent teenager minding his own business.
Well, in all due fairness, at the very beginning at the car, there was some serious situation that took place between the officer and Michael, without question, in which there may have been blows. I mean, they had an altercation. And at some point, the officer's gun may have come out, and there was a shot fired.
It sounds like both sides, even this Josie, who reported what the officer's alleged story is, agrees with Dorian Johnson, who was with Michael Brown, that the gun went off in the car. That
Right.
There was a gunshot fired in the car.
Right. But what the issue happens, though, is once Michael starts to run, and Dorian starts to run, the officer fires and possibly hits him right on the medial of his forearm. There's an injury there. And so he turns around, he surrenders. That's what all of the witnesses say is. And as he surrenders, he puts his hands up and his head is down. His head is down, so when he shot in the crown of his head.
Okay, so I understand this is your theory, then I want the audience to understand.
It's there.
That's where he was shot. But Dr. Bodden told us, and he's going to be here later too, but he told us that the autopsy results do not rule out that Michael Brown was the aggressor. I understand that this is what... Well, that's not what Dr. Bodden said.
That's not what autopsy showed.
No, I get it. But I just want the audience to know you're the lawyer, and I'm asking for how you see this case.
Okay.
What your theory is. Why would an officer who's not? I mean, he's had his gun, he's had his badge for 6 years. He's not out there executing young black men. Why would he shoot a man surrendering 6 times, including in the head?
Quite possibly, whatever happened at the car probably made him mad. And so whatever his mindset and state was as he got out of the car, that caused him to take the action that he took. He had shot Michael once. Michael turned around and surrendered. Michael was wounded. There was no reason to continue shooting him.
And so you believe perhaps that first gunshot, if there's a struggle in the car, who knows, that may have been self-defense, that may have been forgivable. But what happened after that, that's where you cross the line.
Right. I mean, the way, with his head bent forward and the bullet going from back to forward, both of the head shots, he didn't have to kill him like that.
But it could have been that Michael Brown was aggressing towards the officer. And the reason his head was bent down, the reason he got shot in the arm is because he was coming after him. That's what the other side suggests.
Even if he was already shot and wounded. He was a wounded man. So he wasn't a real threat to the officer at that point.
But can't you see how a cop, these cops, you admit they have a scary job, right? Not everybody out there is a law-abiding citizen. They don't want to draw their guns. They don't want to shoot people for the most part. And can't you see if he has this altercation when Michael Brown was a big guy, and he may claim that he had knowledge of that robbery, maybe not, but he's in the middle of an altercation. How is he supposed to know that Michael Brown's not going to see this through? He's not going to beat him to a pulp. He's not going to take his life.
Well, I think the mere fact that the guy was trying to run away and he shot him and hit him once, right? That was enough. He had made the point.
What about the one witness caught on tape who says he turned around, Michael Brown turned around, he doubled back and went back toward the officer?
Well, I think if you're surrendering, you don't walk away from the person. You put your hands up and you walk to him to surrender.
So that's the question in your mind. If you can prove that his arms were up, both of them up in surrender position, that would significantly help you.
Well, what I definitely know that he had been hit possibly from the back once.
Yeah. Well,